Guys, check this out. So I got us back here at one of my favorite spots here, out in the middle of nowhere, PA. But I want to take you to my biggest chaga spot I've ever found. But before we do that, if you've been following my channel for any bit of time, you've watched videos dealing with betulin and betulinic acid. I've talked about sterols in previous videos. I have a video series covering polyphenols. I have touched on polysaccharides in videos like my turkey tail video, where I talk about beta glucans and other polysaccharides and um, polysaccharopeptides too. So go check those videos out. I don't think I've covered melanin because melanin is really specific to the chaga. But the reason I mention all these is because I've covered so much stuff that chaga has in it that I don't know how I would make a video that wouldn't go like an hour long breaking down all the things I could say about chaga. But we can make a half-hour video maybe. So I'm gonna take this camera. My cameraman's gotta go. Hey, thank you very much. I'll see you down at the chaga possibly.
Have a great evening.
Thank you. We're about to go see this chaga I'm talking about. If you've been watching my YouTube shorts, I have a YouTube short video that has the chaga, the cluster that we're about to go see. It's massive. Let's go check it out. I don't think I need anything else. We're ready for this, guys. So, oh, you're hopping on the bike. I'm going to give him a head start because he's got to fire up the motor. So we're going to let this roll for a second. But one thing I should mention, I know there's like chaga is like a big thing right now in herbalism and in natural foods and medicines. Chaga has become a popular item. But nobody's talking about the cons of chaga. So yeah, I'm gonna praise chaga and talk about all the cool things about it. But did you know chaga is one of nature's largest concentrations of oxalates, oxalate crystals? How do I say this? So oxalates are found in a lot of foods that we eat regularly. Dark leafy greens like spinach contain oxalates. Folks that have gout flare-ups should avoid them. People that are prone to get kidney stones should avoid oxalates or foods that contain oxalates. So there's oxalate restrictive diets, I suppose, that are out there. Nutritionists come up with these things. But nobody's talking about chaga because chaga has not really been a thing to talk about when it comes to people's foods and stuff. But with it becoming a health food, a big popular trendy health food right now, consider that. Chaga is chock full of oxalates, guys. So if you are prone to kidney stones, prone to gout, or any other condition that would be flared up by oxalate crystals, avoid chaga. That being said, the literature, the current literature in the research papers, if you will, that talk about things like betulin in that video, that's what I'm saying. I could carry on and just repeat the video that I already did, but I'm just trying to say that betulin and betulinic acid, a derivative from betulin, is produced because it grows on the birch. You can thank the birch tree for betulin. But chaga sequesters or stores betulin, and I believe the betulin is in its highest concentrations in the darkest parts, I believe. Of course, I could be wrong on this because I'm just going off of memory. But yeah, chaga is loaded with betulin. Betulin's been shown to kill cancer. Yeah, go check out my betulin kills video. Once again, I'm not giving you medical advice. When I say it kills cancer, it's been shown possibly in vitro or in a test tube. They've tested it on tissue samples, maybe cancer cells, and they've introduced betulin or betulinic acid to these cells and found that these cells die in some form or fashion. That's most likely what's happening when we say that it kills cancer. Okay, I'm not saying that it's used somewhere and they've shown clinically that taking betulin as a supplement has caused humans to have their cancers disappear. I'm not saying that. But that's where we're trying to get to with this research. So look it up. Don't just trust me, of course, but friends driving by had to wave. Don't forget triterpenoids and sterols. Betulin is a triterpenoid, if I remember correctly. But there are other triterpenoids besides that have a multitude of benefits. A lot of these benefits could be neurological, endocrine, or hormonal. I think of like sterols and your lanistane triterpenoids. Those are very similar in structure to animal sterol compounds and even human ones like testosterone and estradiol and such. So I believe the understanding is getting these in your diet, getting these in your body is actually going to help with hormone balancing or help improve hormone issues in folks that may have some kind of problem with such. So I'm not a doctor though. I'm just a guy that plays around in the mountains. Polysaccharides, they have been clinically shown to help support gut health because these are like fiber is a polysaccharide, or fibers, different forms of fiber are polysaccharide compounds. Starches are polysaccharides, but we are able to digest those because the way they're molecularly bonded can be broken by our enzymes, but we don't have enzymes to break down certain polysaccharides. But you know who does? Our gut flora. Some of the bacteria, the healthy bacteria that live in our guts, feed off of some of these polysaccharides. That's their food. And by promoting them, their health and their growth, some of the metabolites that they produce help us. So it's like a symbiotic relationship. We're helping support them, who in return support us and our overall health, including supporting things like mood, because much of our serotonin is produced by bacteria in our gut. So consider that. Polyphenols, go check out my videos. A lot to cover there. So I don't even want to get into it other than the fact that polyphenols are your antioxidants. They're going to have that free radical scavenging ability. So I believe chaga, if it's not at the top of the list by a long shot, it's way up on the list of your supplements and foods for their antioxidant power or ability. I believe chaga might be at the top of the list, but don't quote me once again, going off of poor memory. And finally, touching on melanin. Melanin, it's in my skin. It's in, unless you're albino, you have or have a melanin deficiency, you produce melanin in your skin, and your body uses it to protect you from the UV radiation of the sun. Well, consuming melanin from chaga is going to help your body with radiation protection, UV primarily in this case. And I believe melanin has other functions and purposes. I don't know off the top of my head. I may have read about it and don't remember. But when we go see this chaga, you're going to see all kinds of melanin, because chaga is like charcoal black, guys. So let's go down there. Let's go find that chaga. I gave him a head start, so we don't have to hear the motor. We got a little bit of a walk. So if you're trying to get right to the chaga, you may be fast forwarding to that part. In the meantime, I like to keep the camera rolling because you never know what you might spot with a live camera out in the woods. Could be something interesting. We might even find some random mushroom or two on the way. Even better, we might spot a deer or a black bear. All right. So all my viewers at home here, hey, if you're new to this channel, you're still watching at this point, why haven't you subscribed yet? Now's your chance, because we're still getting to the chaga. All right, are you subscribed? Good. Well, I'd like to welcome you to the Mr. Jeff channel. I'm Mr. Jeff, or at least I'm the guy that plays Mr. Jeff on TV. Now, we're out here having fun in the woods on the regular. And when the time's right, the season's right, I'd like to get into the lab and play around with wild mushrooms that we find. So Thank you for tuning in. I like to get into some really nasty spots in these woods. It's always fun. And I just passed what looks like a mushroom, guys. What do we got here? What do we got here? Ooh. Let's look at this guy. Try to get my camera to focus. There we go. I got bugs floating all around me. All right. So some sort of bolete. Trying to break it in half here so I can see it on the inside. There we go. That's where the fun is. Right, Mama? There we go. All right. Still a little nasty. It's been raining, mostly raining. More rain than non-rain these days after a good spring drought. All right. Once we get down to the main creek, if you've been following this channel, you've seen this creek a gazillion times. So this is familiar territory to my regulars. All right. Actually, I'm gonna cut this way. About to see some massive chaga just a couple minutes away. Yeah, I'm not crossing the creek here, am I? Can I? A little deep here. We gotta go up some. This chaga is actually on a tiny island that's in the middle of a creek. Tiny, relatively speaking. It's like something like this. Like that's an island right there. But it's not this island, it's another one. All right. Usually spot trout in these waters. And I usually find reishi along these banks here because you have a lot of hemlock. I don't know if you can see this right here. Hemlock. Most of these trees along this creek are hemlock. And the ones that have died, like the standing stumps or fallen logs and such, it's not uncommon for them to be inoculated with reishi, Ganoderma tsugae. I like finding it, but I didn't find much this year. Man, I was expecting to find a lot. I think I found not even a quarter of what I found last year, thinking I would find 3 times as much. Not happening, but found more chaga than I've ever found before. So, no complaints. All right, we're almost there. Might be this island right here. How I get to it, maybe I go here. Man, isn't this beautiful? Just look at this. Tell me that's not beautiful as I walk through big old spider webs. Oops. All right. Going through. Watch your step at home, guys. Little slick on the rocks. Whoa. Okay, I think it's this island. I think if I go up here further, we got more mushrooms. Da 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 da. Look like some pluteus, some deer mushrooms. And there's another one. Ooh. Looking like an amanita with a snail on it. All right. Yeah, I came for the chaga, and now I'm finding mushrooms. When I go look for mushrooms, I come out finding nothing. I'm telling you guys, the mushrooms find me. I have to stop looking for them. Okay, I might have been off. What do you think, Clint? I'm still filming here. We're trying to find that chaga. It's up ahead still? It's gotta be. I hopped on at the point of this island, just walking along looking. It's gotta be up this way. But I've already found a few other mushrooms that have sidetracked me. So I'd stop and look at them and such. We still got the viewers at home right now. I already told them to subscribe. If they haven't subscribed by now, they need to just leave. They're not gonna get anything better. Well, then maybe they're just waiting for the chaga. I don't know. Looks like we got some, yeah, we got a cluster of russula mushrooms down here. These bad boys. There we go, guys. Russulas, aka your brittle caps, they explode upon contact when you throw them against a tree. Pretty fun to watch because they don't peel apart like string cheese like a lot of the other mushrooms do, due to the nature of their cell structure. They're different than other cap and stem mushrooms. They're actually more closely related to polypores. And we got some amanitas down here, baby. Yeah. Beautiful. Man, I didn't expect to be going on a full-blown mushroom hunt right now. I was on a mission to get to the chaga. This is actually turning out to be a pretty decent mushroom finding expedition. So you're telling me we ain't even on the right island? Another and another one. Couple getting all moldy too. That white is like some kind of mold, I think. Yo, what are you though? I think they're boletes that are growing off of this dead wood here, out of this moss under here. I'd have to get down in there, but I'm not trying to, especially since they're moldy. We're not investigating them right now. Yeah, we can get through here though. We gotta be close. Shoot, I'm gonna bolt right through here. I got the boots. We got this. Actually, I'm better off going straight, aren't I? This way. Nah, maybe not. It gets a little deep there. So, back again. I guess we just run it. Shoot. We got one leg wet. We'll be all right. All right. Man, I can almost smell it. I feel like we're right on it. I thought it was that last island, but I guess not. No, that island maybe. That kind of looks like the right island. Sorry, I'm pointing to the ground, people. Oh no, we're here. Snuck up on us. We're at the chaga. If you're currently watching the video, we found the chaga and we found a russula mushroom. All right, anyway. Dun, da, da, da. There it is, guys. The video right now is not doing it justice. Look at this. So this chunk came off when I tapped on it to get a piece so I could see what it looked like on the inside. It broke off right here. And that was a big ass cluster.
Yeah, bigger than a softball.
Now look at this. My hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. I should back up. 6. I'm gonna say 7 hands. 7. So we took 1/8, roughly, just on a hand measurement. You know, that American style measurement. We ain't using no metric. All right. So remember I was talking about melanin? Look at how melanin rich this is. And as a matter of fact, just since that was taken off and removed, it's starting to darken already. It's gonna turn this color. This will eventually turn black. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. How long does it take for it to melanize again and get this melanistic tone? We'll have to wait and find out, because I don't know. If there's anybody watching this video that knows, you know, drop a comment. It definitely depends on amount of light. And since it's in a lot of shade right now, it may take longer just because it's not getting a tan. Yeah, we could go back and find out. Was it over a month ago? Easily. I think it was over a month ago we popped that off. So we observed when we found this chaga that chaga gets a lot of the old birch bark chunks still caught up in it as it matures or as it grows out. It appears to kind of just bust out in layers. That's what I've observed both on the outside and on the inside. Hey, let's go phone to phone here. Remember that, guys? There it is. That chunk right there I'm holding was right there. So yeah, I remember barging across the creek like Bigfoot. So that was fun. Almost a month ago. So I'm gonna wrap this video up, guys. Here, let me get on camera. Thanks for sticking around, coming down in the trail. It's pretty cool that we found a few other random mushrooms along the way. You got to see that BAC, the big ass chaga. So don't be telling anybody where it is. That's Mr. Jeff's. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Please hit that like button if you made it this far. Shoot, I'm sweating out here. I deserve at least 1 like. And until next time, peace.